Earlier, before we started rolling the cameras, we talked about entity SEO, and you talked about how Vacay was doing that for a couple of years, and then AI came around, that became quiet. So, walk us through, what is entity SEO?
So essentially, how I've been trying to market entity SEO or trying to describe how I do SEO is that everything I'm doing is related to the core concepts that you want to be associated with. So taking like a dog food brand, knowing that the core things that they need to be associated with are chicken, meat, healthiness, these all count, and they don't exist in isolation. They exist connected to each other. So it's kind of looking at how to strengthen brands' relationships to those core concepts. Those entities can be thought of, the easiest way to think of them is like Wikipedia pages. Like Wikipedia, every single page describes a thing, an entity, but within that, it has all of the information about that entity and internal links going to all the things that it connects to. So if you visualize Wikipedia, you get a massive, huge connection knowledge graph. And that is essentially how AI, how NLP is working, figuring out where to go from one topic to the next and connecting that. So yeah, entity SEO is just, what can we do to strengthen that? And it overlaps. It is just SEO, but it's just being directed by core concepts instead of a language, instead of just keywords, I guess. It doesn't really have a place in the way that we do stuff with keywords, but they're not 100% different. It's just understanding that the keywords have context always that you need to fill in. So
I like that. That sounds interesting. So, how do brands strengthen the connection of a brand to an entity that they want?
So the content is great, but doing it in a way that's machine readable and understandable is really important. So a brand that wants to be connected to dog food first needs to break down what dog food means to a computer. Chicken, whatever, all the different kinds of things. And then they need to fan that out in terms of all of the different intents and questions and ideas related to that sub-entity of the massive entity, which is dog food. So talk a lot about topic clusters and ideas that you can fill that content in systematically around different entities. And then the really important part is internally linking those ideas. So if you have a blog post about why chicken is good for dogs, then it needs to link contextually, not so much on your navigational links, although they do have obviously a place, but contextually back to one area of your site that is solidifying what that concept is. So it is that hub and spoke structure of there's content surrounding it, and it's not that you want that content to be particularly visible. It's not going to make you money in that way. People aren't looking for that blog post, but LLMs and Google and everything is looking for the contextual links going from those to a single area on your site. So I think that is still the most powerful way to do it. Schema, I think, has a place. So we put in web page schema on Inlinks, which really is incredibly basic. It just says, this is a thing, and it can either be thing, organization, person, place. I think that's about it, all the different categories. And we say, this is a thing which is called, and then the word, which is just dog food. And then we use the same as tag that links it to the Wikipedia page for dog food. And that essentially takes what is just a word and turns it into a concept or an entity. For a while, that was actually enough to give people a lot of visibility, in SERPs at least, when we started doing it. But the thing is, that content needs to also be useful. You can't just bullet point that and think that it's going to work. It's more of a nice way for like LLMs or computers to read that content in a bullet point form, and then they'll sort of figure it out themselves. But yeah, so it's a combination. It's very holistic, I think. Yeah.